I'm talking to you about a little bit of productivity today. Now, the biggest productivity hack for so many people is actually to say no to stuff that you shouldn't be doing. Saying no to something can be so difficult for people when we've got that desire to always help people, to always do more for somebody, to really try and help them, when actually maybe you should be just saying no. Just saying no to it is the biggest game changer for so many people. Rather than trying to be more effective, trying to be more productive at it, just say no. Now think about it. Why do you struggle saying no to someone? Really think about it. What is it that makes you always want to say yes? Why are you a yes person? Why do you always want to say, yeah, sure, I'll do it? Why is that? I think, and now this is just my opinion, but this is my post, so I'm going to give my opinion because that's what it's here for. Often we fear saying no to somebody because they'll stop wanting to be around us. We want to please people, and we fear that if we say no, someone might just leave, they might just walk away from us, they might leave us alone without them or without somebody else. So we just say yes. We want to please people, we want to fit in, but who are you trying to fit in with? A fear is usually just an insecurity that we have given too much food to. A fear is just an insecurity that we have let grow. It's grown because we've fed it. We've fed it with that fear that we're not enough, that we're going to be left alone, that nobody loves us, that it's all just a big trick and somebody's going to find out that we're not good enough, and then we'll be alone. You know what? If you do show somebody what you really want, what you really feel, how you really believe the situation is, and they show you their true self, if they show you who they are, believe them. If they show you their true self, believe them. We can be so used to putting on masks and filters and trying to pretend we're something that we're not. I did it for ages. Took loads of drugs and stuff and tried to be this big muscle-bound whatever, because I was scared to death that I wasn't enough and that people would think that maybe they wouldn't like me without being strong enough and big enough and all that sort of stuff. And I know people still think sometimes I'm big and strong now relative to other people, but, come a long way from where I was. I'm proud of myself for shrinking, for stop taking all those drugs. But if somebody doesn't like who you are, if somebody doesn't like you because you're not willing to do what they want to do, just because you don't say yes all the time, don't say yes to things that aren't going to serve you. If you're fearful that somebody isn't going to like you because you don't say yes to everything they want, and that's okay. You can't keep feeding that fear. Again, that fear is just your insecurity that's grown because you've fed it too much. You've fed it energy, you've fed it thoughts, you've fed it feelings, you've fed it a belief that you're not enough, that you need to keep putting on all the makeup, guys or girls, that you need to keep going to the gym all the time, that you need to keep up this relentless work ethic so you've got enough money. Otherwise, if you haven't got enough money and you can't provide this big, glorious life for your family, men and women, again, then maybe they won't love you, They tell you we should go on holiday. Because also, have you ever found it that you can both, if you're in a relationship, you can both perpetuate something that doesn't make you happy? You might be working hard all the time to provide lots of income for your partner. And then your partner believes that that's what you want to do. You want to earn lots of income because you keep saying to your partner that I want to give you all this great stuff, I want to give you a big home and I want to take you all over the world. So then your partner starts thinking, well shit, I better start picking a nice house. And I better be excited about going on all these big holidays because my partner, you, keep saying that you want to give me all this stuff and I don't want to be ungrateful, so I better get excited about all this stuff and say thank you. And say, oh God, baby, I can't wait to go on the big holiday. I can't wait till we move house. I can't wait till we get the new car, which then makes you more accountable and makes you think, wow, I better deliver on this. I better keep working hard to get all the stuff that they say that they want. Yeah, but maybe they say they want it because you said you want to give it to them and they didn't want to appear ungrateful because you gave them something that You said you wanted to give them. They said they wanted it because they didn't want to be ungrateful. And now you're getting angry, and now you're getting upset, and now you're working too much, and you're not home because you're trying to give them something that they maybe don't even want. But they don't want to be ungrateful, so they're telling you they want it, which makes you keep wanting to go to work. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how we keep going around in this loop? And then how many times do you see it just break down? Where somebody's like, I didn't want all that stuff, I just wanted you. But your fear and insecurity grew because you kept feeding it the belief that you weren't enough. You didn't have any of that shit when you first met them. You didn't have any of it. And it's nice that you want to give them a better life, but the idea is the life should be better because you're in it, not because of all the stuff that came with you. You were enough. But you had that fear and the insecurity that you weren't enough, and you fed that belief. And now it became this big monster that consumed the whole relationship. Because ultimately, the longer you stay in that moment, the longer you stay in that relationship, in that job, and keep trying to deny the feeling that you're not happy, you're not comfortable in your habits, you're not comfortable in your job, you're not comfortable with your body, you're not comfortable with your current relationship. The longer you try to deny that, the more you suppress it. It's a bit like, when you go swimming and you have like a beach ball and you try and push the beach ball down into the pool. That's what it's like when you're trying to deny something that you know is the real you, that you know is your real desire, that you know is your true north, that you know is your, best version of yourself. That is your true power, your real sort of river of who you are. The more you try and push that beach ball down, you can't keep it down. You can't keep it down forever. And it's painful. It takes a lot of effort to try and keep it down, keep it submersed. And eventually, no matter how hard you try, you will get exhausted trying to keep that beach ball down, and it will burst up. We all know what happens, right? You try and push the beach ball down, and then you lose your grip on it, or you get tired, or you lose balance, and it just bursts out the water and splashes everybody around you. Might shock some people, might surprise some people, might hurt some people. And you have done that now. You did that by suppressing who you truly were. You suppressed what you wanted. You suppressed your truth. Not only did you hate yourself, you hurt somebody else. Something feels like it's breaking down if somebody feels like if you give somebody an opportunity and they let you down. If you make a promise, or if they make a promise to you and they let you down again and again and again, the more chances you give them, the less respect they have for you. Every time you give somebody, everybody deserves a second chance. Okay, fine, a second chance. But you know what? No, sometimes you don't get a second chance. You don't get a second chance at life. You don't get a second chance at a lot of stuff. And that's why when those things show up, you really go for it and you really respect that time. Somebody keeps letting you down. Every time you give them another chance, they give you less respect. But you know what? If you go into a relationship and that's the first thing that these people say, I want this, I want that, maybe they don't want you. I just want somebody who can give me those things. You know who you are. I'm talking to you. Look, if they show you their true self, then believe them. Don't be too romantic when it comes to relationships. Now, don't get me wrong, I like being romantic. My wife enjoys some romance every now and again as well. But don't be overly romantic and try to paint somebody into a picture that they're not part of. It's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame. Everybody else can see it, but you can't see it. And you're being romantic about what you believe your relationship is, or maybe it's not that way. If they show you their true self, then believe them. So, going to finish off today's video, going to finish off today's workout. Hope you're okay. Hope you're looking forward to Christmas. Hope you're looking forward to releasing your true self next year. Look after yourself, all right? Don't try and live your life as somebody else. Don't be too romantic about who you think you're with or the relationship or the situation you're in. If a company, if your boss, if a person shows you who they truly are, then believe them. Don't try and push the beach ball down. Let it out. You do you. And don't feed your fear. Don't feed that fear and insecurity. And be wary of what you're fearful of. Okay? Remember, your fears are just an insecurity that you have fed and allowed it to grow. Have an awesome weekend. I'll see you soon.